All right, just 1 second. All right, so these are the only 2 LEGO Speed Champion sets I have in my LEGO investing portfolio. So today we're going to talk about all the LEGO sets retiring at the end of 2022, and then we're also going to talk about whether I think LEGO investing in Speed Champions is a good idea or a bad idea, and what the track record looks like for investing in LEGO Speed Champions. Let's head to the table. So about a month ago, I put up a video about the top 3 LEGO investing themes, and it seemed like I got bombarded with questions about, what about LEGO Speed Champions? Is LEGO Speed Champions a good investment? Shouldn't LEGO Speed Champions be on this list? That actually, I would say, is a great question, because LEGO Speed Champions is a very popular theme. So we're going to talk about that today, but I think we need to start with what LEGO sets are actually retiring in 2022, so that we have a good basis on what sets are actually going to be investable this year. Let's go over that list. This list is from Brick Fanatics, as usual, no guarantee of retirement. The first one on that list is the Koenigsegg Jesko, retailing for $19.99. Next is the Toyota GR Supra, retailing at $19.99. The McLaren Elva, $19.99. Chevy Corvette C8R race car and 1968 Chevrolet Corvette. This is $29.99. Next we have the Mopar Dodge SRT Top Fuel Dragster and 1970 Dodge Challenger. This is $49.99. And lastly we have the Ford GT Heritage Edition and Bronco R, $49.99. So that's it. We have a total of 6 sets that are going to be retiring at the end of 2022 most likely. So if you're going to invest in any LEGO Speed Champion sets this year, it's most likely going to be one of these 6 sets. Let's get into whether Speed Champions are a good or bad investment, and if you should be investing in any of these 6 sets at the end of the year. Before we get into the LEGO investing side of Speed Champions, if you're getting some value, throw a thumbs up on the video. It would be much appreciated. Good old paper. Still even sounds good. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is in that top 3 LEGO investing themes video, one of the things I mentioned was what are the most popular sets and how that plays into LEGO investing. Typically, I'm looking for the most popular themes, and Speed Champions is up there. It's an extremely popular theme. However, if we look at 2019, 2020, and 2021 from LEGO's data, Speed Champions is nowhere to be found in any of those lists. Not to say that it's not a good investment, but that's just one thing we do need to consider. LEGO investing, we have to look at the numbers. So let's jump into the Speed Champions investing numbers. Looking at the original retail cost and then looking at the sold listings on eBay, we're typically seeing about an increase of about 40 to 50% on LEGO Speed Champions retiring at the end of 2021. So that's very promising for Speed Champions. But I want to dig a little bit deeper into even Speed Champions. Let's say we're going to hold it for 2 to 3 years. What is it doing after 2 to 3 years? So let's take a look at 2019. So in 2019, we're seeing about 100 to 125% roughly increase on value from retiring sets that are retired for about 2 to 3 years, which is again, not bad at all. It's actually very promising for this theme. Again, it's not taking into account the expenditures of having to ship each of these sets as well as the time that it's going to take. But if we're just looking at what did it retail for, what did it sell for, those are actually some really good numbers. So if those numbers are so good, is that a no-brainer that you should be investing in LEGO Speed Champions?
Duh.
Let me give you my opinion on 3 pros and 3 cons on investing in LEGO Speed Champions. The first pro is there's low investment for getting into LEGO Speed Champions investing. This is great if you're just starting out in LEGO investing and you want to start with a small budget. A lot of times these sets only retail for $15 to $20. If you get them on a discount around Christmas time or whatever the case might be, you can find them for $10, $15. So you can really get a lot of LEGO Speed Champion sets for a small dollar amount, which is great. The second pro is what we just talked about. So there's a good track record of these sets gaining value over time and actually gaining a pretty substantial value over time. So that is obviously what we want to see in any investment. And number 3, most of these sets are actually pretty small. So they're actually going to be pretty easy to store, pretty easy to pack into boxes. They're not going to be taking up tons and tons of room, which is pretty nice when it comes to buying a lot of LEGO sets. Lawnmower just went by. Hang on one second. So what are the 3 cons? The first con that I see is these are smaller sets, and that means that it's going to require a lot of work to sell these sets. You're going to have to box up, bubble wrap, package, 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 each individual set most of the time, and mail that off to a buyer. If you buy 50 of those sets, you're gonna have to do that most likely 25 to 50 times, depending on if each person is only buying one of those LEGO Speed Champions sets. So that is a lot of work. If you buy the set for $10, $15 and you sell it for $25, you spend $5 on shipping, now you only have $5 to $10 on that set. That is what you're getting paid to box that up and send it out 50 times. So you have to take that into consideration. The second con is LEGO investing in Speed Champions is great. We're obviously seeing some pretty good long-term increase, but I'm just the same as you guys. I have a finite amount of money that I can spend on LEGO investing. I want to put my money where I can get the best return. Not to say that LEGO Speed Champions doesn't have a great return, but there are a lot of one-off sets in LEGO Ideas and Creator Expert, and then obviously the Star Wars theme where you can see some really tremendous increase in value over time. So I'm typically looking at where can I put money out and get the most back. The last con that I would say is LEGO Speed Champions is a little bit more easily accessible. It's in every Walmart, they're in every Target, they're on lego.com. They're not as collectible. Now when you go on lego.com and you see like exclusives, they're typically going to be larger sets that are very collectible sets. Sometimes you're going to see Target exclusives. We saw that with the TIE Fighter pilot helmet. That set has just soared in value. So I'm looking for something that doesn't have as much of a broad range of availability, which will give it more collectability, and then hopefully that will mean larger value increase over time. So finally, I'm going to answer the question, what is my opinion on LEGO investing? You've already seen that out of all the LEGO investing sets that I only have 2 Speed Champions. I think Speed Champions is a great starting point for LEGO investing, and I think that it is actually a good investment as well. However, for me, I'm not as into the LEGO Speed Champions theme. I know a lot of people really love the theme, and that's fantastic. They are some really nice looking builds. I don't really build LEGO Speed Champions very much. So for me, I tend to invest in things that I typically am already a big fan of. The other thing for me is, again, I've got a specific amount of money that I can spend on LEGO investing, and typically there's other sets that are more appealing to me when it comes to putting my money into them than LEGO Speed Champions. And then I've mentioned this in videos prior, but I'm typically looking for larger sets that are typically retailing for $75 to $500. I want to put as little time as I have to into shipping and boxing and packaging and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to have to do that 50 to 100 times with a small little set and then just be getting $5 to $10 each time. Again, there's a time and place for that, but if you have the means to put your money into larger sets, into really heavy hitters like LEGO Star Wars UCS sets and things of that nature, that's where I'm typically looking to put my money. LEGO Speed Champions, those are all my thoughts and the numbers that we're seeing here. That's all I've got. Drop a comment. Let me know if you feel like I'm wrong. Let me know what your thoughts are on LEGO Speed Champions investing. I'd love to hear if you've had a lot of great success with it. I'm sure a lot of you have. If you want to see the full updated list of sets that are going to be retiring at the end of 2022, click on this video right in the corner and it'll give you the full list of what sets are supposed to be retiring for your LEGO investing.